Hi guys, greetings of the day. Myself Vijay Tavardhan and plus welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this session, we are going to have a small discussion on how to draw the projection of solids. And an example problem is like this: a pentagonal prism of base side 25 millimeter and height 50 millimeter is resting on HP on one of its base corners, such that the topmost edge is at a distance of 16 millimeter above HP. Draw the projections when its top view of the axis is inclined at 45 degree to VP. Also determine the inclination of the longer edge of the prism to HP, which contains the resting corner. So according to the given condition, so one has to construct the pentagonal prism of base side 25 and height 50 millimeter. Now let me show you how to do the same. So for which, using a line command with a thickness of 0.15, let us draw an XY line. And after drawing an XY line using the text command, one can mark the end of the lines as X and Y, and we can mark it as VP and HP to represent the first angle projection. And after which, changing the line's thickness to 0.5 millimeter, and then we'll go to an applications, macros, run macro, click on the inside polygon, then say open. So the inside polygon is going to be available in this path. One can make sure that using this path you can get it at. Then open the inside polygon, just wait for a while. The dialog box is going to be open, and in the dialog box always select the flat length option, and the flat length is supposed to be taken as 25 millimeter, and the number of sides in the pentagon is 5. Click on the apply relationship and press the left click of the mouse anywhere in the sheet so that one can get the required pentagon. Now, since it is a corner resting pentagon in case of a solid, so using a rotate command, what I am going to do, I am going to select this edge and I am going to make this edge as a vertical edge like this, so that we are going to get the corner resting. Now, once we get this required pentagon construction, using a line command of a thickness of 0.13, one can draw two perpendicular bisectors like this. Now, after getting two perpendicular bisectors, we have to get the intersection symbol. So one can go to a tools, interlist sketch, relationships, and uncheck the midpoint so that we will get the required point that is called as intersection point. Now we are going to define this is going to be the axis position. Then whatever the base edge position of top and bottom bases are there, we are going to project it till the XY line from the respective corners like this. Now we know that it is a prism. So prism in the front view, it is going to look like a rectangle. So using a rectangle command with a thickness of 0.5, we know that from this edge to this edge is going to be the maximum width of the rectangle that is going to be defined. And using the tab key, so one can go to the height and say the height of the solid as 50 millimeter like this. Then using a line command, one can join the visible edges and invisible edges, and then the axis line. Now the axis line has to be shown in the form of a chain line, so we will select the third option here with 0.13 mm as a thickness. One can see that the required top and front views without annotations, we have completed its requirements. Then make use of a text command, and before which using a smart dimension, we shall show that the height of this axis is 50 millimeter and the size of this pentagon is 25 millimeter. Now using the text command, one can mark the respective corners. Now let me mark this as A as well as A1, and then this corner is going to be marked as B as well as B1, and then here this corner is going to be marked as C as well as C1, and then this is going to be marked as D as well as D1, and then in the same fashion this point is going to be marked as E as well as E1, and in the same fashion the axis position is going to be marked as O as well as O1. Then in the same fashion in the front view, this corner is going to be marked as A1 dash, followed by we have B1 dash, and then inside the bracket we have E1 dash, then followed by O1 dash inside the bracket, and then C1 dash, then open bracket, D1 dash, and close bracket. Now these are the respective edges in the top. So here it is going to be A dash, then B dash, E dash, B dash inside the bracket E dash, then we have O dash, and then we have C dash as well as D dash. So whereas D dash is supposed to be inside the bracket, so let me have a text inside the bracket. Now one can see that the required top and front views for the given condition is completed in all aspects. Now we know that the topmost height, the topmost edge, when it is going to be a corner resting, now when it is going to be rotated in the anti-clockwise direction, A1 dash is going to be the resting edge. With respect to this resting edge, the topmost edge is going to be the C dash D dash is at a height of 60 millimeter above HP. Now for which we have to do some small construction. Now let me show you how to do the same. Now using a line command, one can draw a constructional line like this. Now whose distance above HP is supposed to be set as 60 millimeter. And then we know that A1 dash to C1 dash line, whatever the inclination, now let me join that. Now this is going to be the required diagonal of this rectangle, now which is at a height of 50 millimeter, that is C dash D dash should be shifted to a height of 60 millimeter. Now let me show you how to do the same, for which one has to select the front view properly like this, selecting all the annotations. Make use of a move command, move with respect to copy on, so that the front view is going to be replicated at this location. And after which what we have to do is we have to make use of a command called as arc by center point with the 0.13 and a continuous line. What we are going to do is we are going to fix up the center as A1 dash, and C dash D dash is going to be taken as the radius. Now one has to draw an arc here. Now you can see while drawing an arc, it is going to project it up to the point over there like that. Now what we are supposed to do, we have to select this view once again, excluding the arc. Sorry, we will repeat that step. Excluding the arc, we have to select it. So now we are going to select it, then make use of move command, sorry, a rotate command, and make sure that A1 dash is on the XY line and C dash D dash has to be shifted at the end point of the arc. What one can see that properly over there. Now we can see that the C dash D dash is at a height of 60 millimeter. Now to accommodate a place to draw the third stage, what I am going to do is I am going to move this entire front view with copy off slightly towards the left side, so that to accommodate the next stage. And then what we are supposed to do is using a line command with a thickness of 0.13, one can start drawing the projectors from all the respective corners, starting with the right extreme corner, as we know this procedure. So now here the angle should be locked as 0, so that we will not get any disturbance. Then O1 dash is going to be connected to O here. So now let me connect O dash to O1, and for O1 on the same line we are going to have A1 dash also. Then the remaining is B1 E1. So we will project the B1 as well as E1. Now we are going to connect B to B, and then remaining is E to E1. Now I am going to slightly rearrange the text to show that it is going to be visible properly. Yeah, fine. And then what we are supposed to do is we have completed the bottom base. In the same fashion we have to draw the top base also, again using the same line command, starting with D dash, where the D dash is up to this line. So here one has to make use that angle is supposed to be 90 degree, and D dash as well as C dash both will be there, so I can extend this line up to here. Then O1 dash is going to be projected till here, and then B dash E dash is going to be projected up to here, that is the bottom line, and then A dash is going to be projected to this one. Now using the text command we will start naming the corners. So this corner is going to be A, B, then this corner is going to be C, D, and this is going to be E, and this is going to be O. And in the same fashion we are going to have O1 here. Now this is going to be the O1, and then we will start the A1. So A1 is here, so we are going to mark that A1, then we have B1, then we have C1, then we have D1, then we have E1, and then O1 is already marked. Now after marking these things, now using a line command with a thickness of 0.5, complete the boundary as per our visibility rules. So A to B, B to B1, B1 to C1, C1 to D1, D1 to E1, E1 to E, and then back to A. This is going to form the boundary. After completing the boundary, what is the next step? Identify the visible base and make it as invisible edges. So the visible edges A, B, C, D, E, F. So whatever these edges, that is A to B, B to C, C to D, then D to E is going to be the visible edge. Then the base edges which is not visible should be represented by a hidden line. So now we will go to the dashed lines. Then the base edges which are not on the boundary for the bottom base, that is A1 to B1 as well as E1 to A1 is going to be the invisible edge, and rest of the edges which comes on the boundary line. And then using a line command, we have to connect the longer edges. The longer edges A1 is passing inside the visible base, hence it must be an invisible edge. So A1 is invisible line, and then CC1 is passing inside the invisible base, hence it must be visible. So I must represent it as a visible edges like this. And even DD1 is also passing inside the visible base, invisible base, hence it has to be shown as visible line. And after which we have to represent the axis position O1. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just delete this line now so that we can represent the axis properly. Now using a chain line with 0.13 as a thickness, whatever the O dash is there, using that line, and whatever the O1 dash is there, using to that line, we are going to connect the axis position. Now this portion is going to be O, and this portion is going to be O1. Now one can say that the required top view construction is completed, but we have deleted the line which has to be redrawn. So please don't forget it to redraw the line from here to here. Now one can say that the required second stage is completed, and after which they are asking us to draw the projection when the top view of the axis is inclined at 45 degree to VP. This is a very important thing. Now you can see the top view of the axis is inclined at 45 degree to VP, which is a very important thing. So I'm just going to bold it. Now you can see when I am going to consider this is nothing but the angle beta. Now you can see why it is called as angle beta. In the top view always refers to the final view. It is not going to be the primary view. So in case of seeing this figure, one can see that the axis O1 is getting reduced to a certain distance from 50 millimeter to 16.75 millimeter. But they are already stated in the top view. So henceforth you need not to worry about the construction of an apparent angle. Straight away the axis has to be rotated at an angle of 45 degree to VP. Now what we have to do is select this top view completely, then make use of a command called as move, switch on the copy of move, then move with respect to any of the point and place it over here like this. Then what is the thing we have to do is go to a rotate command, make sure that you have to select the end point of the axis O and then another end point of the axis O1 secondly, and then the rotation angle is supposed to be given as 45 degree like this. Then press the left click. Now one can see that we are going to get the figure at an angle of 45 degree. Now this construction line is no more required, so let me delete it. Now if you have any sort of doubt, make use of an angle between command. Measure the angle between axis to XY line, which is showing as 45 degree. Now one can say that the axis is inclined to VP at 45 degree. Now we have to complete the third stage front view. For which using a line command with a thickness of 0.13 and a continuous line, starting with the right extreme corner. The right extreme corner is C1. So now let me connect C1 to C1, that is a bottom basis. So C1 is along with C1 we have D1. So let us project D1 also. And after which we have B1 as well as E1. So B1 is up to this height. So now let me get the position of B1 to B1. Along with B1 we have E1. So now let me connect to E1. Sometimes we may get the error, so that we have to lock the vertical angle as 90, horizontal as 0. Then the A1 is going to be on the XY line. Then however, we should not forget to draw the O1, and where the O1 will be there, just move the cursor and you will get the end point of a line over there, and O1 has to be connected to O1 properly. Now O1 is at this height. Yes, now you can see the track points. So now to avoid any confusion, we'll lock the value as 90 degree. Then since O1 is nearer, so what I do, I'm going to draw it slightly above, then I'm going to connect like this. So 0, then I'm going to connect it, and using a trim command I'm going to just eliminate this portion, that is going to give the O1. But since in the angle of rotation is very small, so that the bases are very nearer. Now using a line command with 0.13, we shall continue to complete the another base. Now with the right extreme, C is going to be the reference point. Now we are going to connect C to C. So using a line command, it was not connected properly. Now we are going to get the height C to C. So we'll get C to C. Along with C we have D. So we'll connect to the C and D. Then we have O. So O is at this location. Lock the angle as 90 degree to avoid any confusion. And then O is going to be projected till this height. And after O we have B. So we'll connect B to B. So along with B we have E. So let us project E also. And then remaining is A. So locking the angle as 90 degree to avoid any confusions. Then A to A is going to be connected. Now one can say that all the required projections has been completed. Then using the text command, one can name the respective corners. And this corner is going to be marked as A dash. And then this corner is going to be B dash. Then we have a C dash at the top. Then we have D dash at the top. And we have, sorry, this is not B dash. B dash is here. This is going to be E dash. And this is going to be O dash actually. We made a small mistake. So let me recorrect that. B dash is going to be obtained here. Now in the same fashion, using the text command. So this is where I am going to get A1 dash. So A1 dash. And after which B1 dash will be somewhere here. Sorry, B1 dash is going to be here. B1 dash. And then we have C1 dash. Then we have D1 dash. Then we have E1 dash. So in the top view, the top face, so we have done some small mistakes. Now let me show you what is that mistake. I am going to correct it. So this is going to be E1 dash. So B dash is this one, E dash is this one. So this sort of mistakes may happen in the examination also. Please be careful guys. So that's why patience is very important here. Now after which, according to the visibility rule, we have to complete the boundary line first. Now using a 0.5 mm thickness, we'll start drawing the boundary. So boundary will be starting with A1 dash and A1 dash to B1 dash, then to C1 dash to C dash, D dash, then it is going to be E dash, and then E dash to, we are going to get it to E1 dash. Where is E1 dash? Yeah, E1 dash is somewhere here. And then back to A dash. Now this is going to be the boundary lines. And after forming the boundary, now we have to identify which base is nearer. ABCD is nearer to the observer compared to A1, B1, C1, D1. So A1, B1, C1, D1 is supposed to be the invisible edges. Now that is E1 dash to D1 dash and D1 dash to C1 dash is going to be the invisible. And A dash to B dash, B dash to C dash, C dash to D dash is going to be the visible edges. That is E dash to A dash I am going to connect it. Then B dash, then C dash is going to be represented as a visible line. Now connect A dash to A1 dash as a invisible, as a visible edge. Then B dash to B1 dash as a visible edge, and then D dash to D1 dash is supposed to be the invisible edge because it is passing inside the visible base. Then these are the edges which are passing outside the visible base, and here we have made a small mistake. this is not the position of a1 dash. So now let me recorrect it. So a1 dash to e1 dash is a different point. We will project that e1 dash properly. So now e1 dash is here, so we are going to connect e1 dash to e1 dash properly. Yeah, so this sort of mistakes may happen because of the lines are very nearer, so please be careful in drawing the lines. Now one can say that the required view is completed, the front view, and then last but not the least, we have to represent the axis line in the form of a chain line. That is, O dash is to be connected to O1 dash like this. Now one can say that the required uh, solution is completed for the given conditions. Now if you are having any sort of doubts to solve this problem, feel free to contact me and I'll be there for your help always. And if you like this video, please press the like button, and you also share this video, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which will encourage me to do more and more YouTube videos. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel, guys, once again.